Now, I guess it's my turn, correct?
I guess.
Are you done?
I said what I had to say.
Okay. I think it's dated January 21st of 2010. My wife put in a request for this information, and I'm passing the one around that we got back from Elizabeth, and maybe she doesn't have this information. We asked for a list of the board members for the fire hall. We asked for a copy of the bylaws for the fire hall. We asked for the treasurer's report for December of 2009 that we still haven't got. But as far as I know, it has never been approved. We asked for the anti-harassment policy for the fire hall, and we asked for the list of associated members for the fire hall. She wrote on the bottom of that one that she didn't have it. So I'm making, in front of everybody, this is what my wife would like as soon as possible. Okay, I got off the phone after seeing our plow destroyed and our loader destroyed out of neglect and misuse.
How's the loader out of neglect and misuse when the guy from Wall says the tractor's in pretty good shape and the pump just got screwed up?
Well, the pump was screwed up because it was being run too hard or shifted forward or reversed without stopping?
Correct. That's exactly what the man said. He said that they sheared off the shaft of the pump that runs the hydraulics because it was being shifted without going into neutral. And that it was being jammed into reverse, jammed into forward without hitting the neutral first. That's how they sheared off the pump.
How old's the pump?
Well, it's a 96, but it was in working order. They bought it for $15,500, said it was in working order. Everything was wonderful.
Original pump.
They didn't tell us it.
How old's the machine then?
It's a 96.
96.
96. 14 years old.
Okay, I can understand. You know, I believe in wear and tear too. I was a maintenance professional for a couple of years, so I believe in wear and tear, but I don't believe that a machine should be abused to the point where it can't be driven and it costs us $5,010 to be repaired.
I can tell you, I've been there.
And that $5,010 to be repaired was put through illicitly behind my wife's back without her even knowing. She had to call Walsh's Equipment and beg for someone to call her and tell her, hey.
Yeah, but your wife's doing the same thing.
No.
You're going out and doing it.
You stood there.
No, not this way.
You stood there the day. No, this is.
We were in the garage, and I was taking the garbage out. And you came to me. We were in there, and you said, what do you think about the loader? And I said, I don't know. Well, where do you go? And you said, Walsh. She did say to me, Kevin.
Again, this is after
that we went with Walsh, that we were going with Walsh, okay? Then you said, well, we need a new block heater, about the block heater. And he says, well, I said, well, what's wrong with the block heater that's already in it? Because I knew we had a block heater because it was plugged in. And you said, well, that block heater works sometimes he doesn't. I want to put a regular block heater. Am I correct so far? Or what we were saying?
I just said it didn't work the way it was supposed to, but a regular block heater is fine.
Okay. So, and then when he came and got it, we were all there when he came, Walsh, to pick it up. And you said to me, well, what do you think about getting the oil in the filters?
Blue oil and filters.
Okay. And I said, well, yeah, considering there was no oil in the reserve. Yeah, there was no oil in the reserve. So I said, yeah, we need to do that. Now, I also asked Walsh to give me a call and let me know before they started adding all this stuff on the bill, because I was trying to keep the bill down. I don't want a lot of stuff added to it that doesn't, once somebody gets your piece of equipment, I mean, I don't believe we just throw our checkbook and say, here we go, put on whatever, spend whatever. When it was leaving, I said to Frank, I said, boy, this is probably going to cost us a pretty penny. Do you remember? And you said to me, it costs whatever it costs. So I thought, wow.
Don't we have a trailer anymore to haul something of our own?
You have spreaders on everything, and you're not tolerant. The trailer, I don't think the trailer is inspected at this point in time either.
How much we pay to have it hauled to Welsh?
Almost $800.
Pretty good plan.
Can we have a trailer inspected for that?
I don't believe we have a pintle hitch.
I don't think we have a hitch.
Yeah, we don't have a pintle hitch on anything right now either.
The hitch got broken off when the truck got put in the ditch.
I don't know.
But the green,
I wasn't totally thrilled when we bought it in the first place, but whatever.
the green truck was inspected for the last day of January, and it does have a hitch, but you have to disconnect the grader from it.
It's already disconnected and the wheels are froze up. The one wheel's froze up on it.
Okay, go ahead.
It cost $754.46
$4.50 a mile.
$3.17 per mile. They quoted us, but it was cheaper. The total price for
And you can't forget the,
yeah, and that's another thing. I have a question to you, Frank. These edges, these snowplow edges, cutting edges, I didn't even know you were buying those.
I told you I was getting.
No, you did not tell me you were getting the cutting edges. Now, I want to know, which plow are these cutting edges for? The new plow? This plow?
This plow.
They're for this plow.
Right.
Okay, and who are you going to have put on, who's going to put these cutting edges on our new plow?
Hopefully we're going to put them on ourselves.
Okay, I did not know about the cutting edges. Would you like my help, or would you like to call the cops on me? I'd be fine.
Come over by yourself and we'll work.
Okay, when do you want to do it?
I don't know.
We'll give you a holler.
Well, give me a call. Give me an hour. Yeah, and I will take my tools back home. You give me a call an hour before and let me know, and I'll be over.
That works.
Alrighty.
Okay, am I back on top there?
I guess.
Okay, the point that I was trying to make was that if we're going, again, we believe we should work with these two guys too. If they're willing to work with us, they can't be running around adding, just in the case of the loader, cutting edges, replace the steering box, put a new throttle cable on, just adding things that escalate the bill from $3,300, which was what we were quoted, to $5,000.
We were quoted that on the phone, by the way, Frank.
Thanks for telling me.
Okay.
And but you're not being forthright with anything
Hey,
either.
I started out being forthright, and
You started out with insurance fraud. How's that forthright?
I started out with.
Just let it go.
Just
Okay, if
keep
that's
talking. Keep talking.
You got another topic?
I got lots of topics. Would you like to get one on you?
I really don't care at this point.
Okay, I contacted Scott Hutchison. Here's a copy of the email and his response back about the lack of cooperation from these two guys. Being that it's my wife, I didn't want to stand by and watch her be abused and be run around like she's an idiot, which she is not. So I contacted Scott, and he contacted several people, as a matter of fact. The most important one that I think is this Holly Fisher, Director of Research Policy Development for PSATs, and another individual that they basically said that it's pretty common for two individuals to try and run ramshackle over one individual. It's called the third supervisor, they call it. And I said, what can we do about it? And he says basically she has to put in requests in writing to her own office to get copies of invoices, copies of this, copies of that. So we did do that. We put in a nice little letter to Elizabeth that we wanted to be on the agenda, and that we wanted these items to be on the agenda, and we were ignored. If you look, none of these items are on the agenda. None of them. They're being brought up in the form of the meeting by us, but they're not on the agenda if you compare them. Okay, my biggest point is, and here's a copy of the letter that we sent to Elizabeth. You can just pass that around too, please. But my point, one of my points I want to make is, if they're willing to work with us, that's fine. One of the things that was downloaded off of the Township PSAT's website is Township Policy for Purchasing Goods and Services. If you read through this, anything over $1,000 is supposed to go through the bid process. We spent somewhere around, $9,000-$10,000 in repairs from Mr. Machokas. Not one was put up for bid. Here's that policy. Here, I got a couple for those that don't know those policies. Again, this is down from their website. They recommended this be downloaded. Now, they also recommended when you asked, as you're a supervisor, and you ask your employee for documentation of whatever, anything from the mail to invoice to whatever, that she should not only provide you with that information, but she should do it very openly and honestly. When my wife asked for those records, she wanted to be able to take the expenditure that we all get in our packet that was over here stapled a little bit ago. When we get the expenditure, my wife also gets an expenditure, and they want her to basically approve the expenses and sign it. Well, my wife asked in writing that she would like to see the invoices so she can do such, so that when she sits down, she can be working on behalf of the people, make a comparison, sign them off. Everything's hunky-dory, everything's wonderful. We didn't get that. We not only didn't get it, but we never even got a phone call. When I say we, it's because I'm the secretary, unfortunately. So, if they want to work with us, I think that personnel policy should maybe be put in force so that when you ask an employee to do something, they'll actually do it, and if they don't do it, they'll be reprimanded in their permanent file. And here's the email from Scott Hutchison, if anybody wants to read that. Anybody? He was dismissed. This is all I have as well. Okay, again, I don't mean to ramble, but I got a lot of information here.
Where am I sending a box?
Here's another personnel policy. This is the plow estimate that Mr. Sigworth gave us in his handwriting. It's on the wall back here. So if he made a mistake in the amount of what was being spent to repair the plow, it's not on our hand. It's in his handwriting. The warranty information on the plow, that the reason why we're not getting our money back, is on the backboard back here also. The estimate for Walsh equipment that we had to go, again, behind everybody's back because we weren't in the loop, almost $5,000.
I got I've been getting my invoices not from the township. I've been calling up the vendors. Sigworth, Walsh.
You'd be surprised what you get when you call vendors. Especially when you make inquiries. 99% of them want to be open and honest. The damage to the red truck, when we tried to pull the brand new truck out, $2,661. Okay, the biggie today, that I don't mean to